Welcome back to CN2 Sports. I'm Chip Cosby here at Saints and St. Matthews. I'm joined by Tony Vanetti from the Afternoon Underdogs. We're pleased to have former U of L player and NFL player Renardo Foster join us. Renardo, thanks for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Before we get to the Super Bowl, man, I want to talk to you about your former coach, Bobby Petrino, back in the coaching ranks at Western Kentucky. You know, a lot of people have a lot of stories about Coach Petrino. Tell me about your experience with him and your relationship with him.
My experience with, Coach Petrino were really great. As a young player coming here, recruited by John L., I came in as a defensive end tight end. And once Petrino, came into the program, he made somewhat of a promise to me that, if I left defense and came over to offense, that he pretty much promised me, a starting position opening season against UK over a senior. And it was no way in the world I believed that was ever going to happen. I never played the position. And, lo and behold, the season opener against UK, I was starting.
And that's an amazing story. Yeah. It really is. And a lot of times that happens. Did you believe that you could play that position when he said it?
Not at all. I mean, offensive tackle, as a defensive end, I only know going forward. And then you make the transition over to offensive tackle. Everything is, I'm kicking back. So It was nowhere in the world I ever thought I could learn that position. But like I said, he made the promise to me. And it worked, and I even, played the position, made pro with it.
We were talking earlier, and you said, he's loyal to his players. You latched on with the Atlanta Falcons when he was the coach there. Mm-hmm. I know he's got a lot of his former players, some of his former players on his staff at Western Kentucky. So it seemed like he always had a pretty good relationship with his players.
He did, and man, it's 1,000,001 stories about Petrino. I mean, but the players love that. He's a real stern coach. But like I said, when it was time to practice, go out and perform, he just, held the players to a higher level. And, as far as the loyalty, I mean, it's been with every player. I mean, I was an undrafted guy, coming out of U of L in Atlanta. I ended up playing games there, and even to look down at the staff at Western now to see two former players.
And the Brahms.
And the Brahms. I mean,
LD Scott
and Kobe Smith. I mean, it's really great to see.
But it has to be exhilarating. You're blocking, you're in that huddle, and when it's clicking, when the Bobby Petrino offense is clicking, and Braum is calling the plays, and you're rolling, it's got to feel exhilarating to get up to the ball for the snap when you're rolling right down the field.
It is, and that's the exact same way practice was. I remember we had, I think it was Perfect Thursdays, and I mean we could be in period 8 or 9, and if it wasn't correct, we'll at sometimes have to start the whole practice over. But Petrino, he was real big on that, and he just expected a lot from his players.
Perfect Thursdays, I love it.
Let's switch gears to the Super Bowl. You played in the NFL, man. It's a big deal, but the Ravens and the 49ers, the Harbaugh Bowl, man. First of all, talk about playing in the NFL, and obviously that's the pinnacle. What the Super Bowl means. I mean, I know you've talked with guys who have been there. Who do you like in the game, and what do you think about that whole experience?
I mean, this is going to be a real great team. I think the teams are very similar offensively and defensively, but and of course, for whatever reason, I'm rooting for San Fran. I just think with Kaepernick in the pistol offense, I think they're going to have a little bit of edge over maybe an aging Baltimore Ravens defense. But, the whole Super Bowl experience, unfortunately, I never played in one, but I've been to one. My younger brother actually plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and when they faced Green Bay, I think, in 2010. So the whole, Super Bowl experience is great, but it's one tough game. I mean, really one tough game.
Tell me, I'm going to get geeky here with the schemes, but the anxiety for an offensive line in a big game like this. Now, the Ravens run a 3-4, right? So you don't know where the pressure's coming from. The anxiety of an offensive lineman, you have your man. Let's play you're playing right tackle. You got your guy, but you got to pick up the blitz, right? Yeah. I mean, tell us the anxiety with that.
I mean, always, and it varies from right tackle, left tackle, the blind side of the quarterback. But like I said, with the Baltimore Ravens, I always enjoyed playing 3-4 defenses. The ends were a little bit heavier, so that means it wasn't as quick and this and that. But pretty much you just got to keep your eye on that down man in front of you, and also for safeties coming. So, I mean, it's a hard task, and a lot of times, I mean, if both guys, are coming, just take the most dangerous one.
Right.
So. Let's talk a little about Ray Lewis. And, Ray is he's one of the more polarizing athletes of our generation. A lot of people don't care for him. But it seems like a lot of the players, they swear by him, man. What is it about Ray? A lot of people, giving flack for the incident a few years ago.
Yeah.
But players, it seems like almost universal that they respect the guy and they say, hey, leave Ray alone, man. He's what is it about Ray?
It's his energy, and he's going to bring it every game. I mean, the whole thing, as far as his introduction, I mean, his pregame speeches, you just know that Ray Lewis is going to, bring it every game. And I know that he's been getting a lot of flack for, things that happened in the past and this and that. But I just think his biggest thing is just leadership, just his leadership and his intensity on the field.
All right, Renardo. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, man. Enjoy the Super Bowl on Sunday. Tony, thanks as always. We will see you on Monday. And stay tuned. Don't go away. We've got KSTV coming up. Thomas Beisner, myself, and Perrin Johnson will look at the Cats' big game against Texas A&M and other hot topics. And, again, thanks for Saints and St. Matthews for having us tonight. Thanks for joining me. Take care, and check us out on Monday at 6:30 and 10:30.